Hello everyone, it's Sean. I'm back again. It's Wednesday, May 10th, and I'm here to do the unboxing video for the two model kits I bought this past weekend when I went to the Belleville Toy Show, although I found this one at the Hobby Center. And the Supernatural kit, didn't find that there. I think that was at a Montreal hobby shop. Ted's hobby shop in Dorval. So we'll open the Enterprise first. That was built on the year of my birth, as you can see, 1978. There it is. You can see the box. I managed to get the tape off. Oh, there's tape on that side too. Don't worry, I got the tape off this side, as you can see, and it didn't destroy anything. It shows it in landed position. It shows it in flight, because at the time they thought Enterprise would be in flight. Give me 1 minute here. I'll check something. That's strange. I thought I had my old 200 scale Columbia Space Shuttle around. But that's alright. That means I have about... This will replace it anyway, because I have the first flight Columbia in 72 scale, but I believe this is 144 scale like the others. So let's see what it looks like inside. Yeah. You can see the instructions here. They're slightly yellowed, but otherwise they're perfectly intact. You can see how you build everything. It's neat. You put the two halves of the space shuttle together right away, and then you insert all the other stuff. That's really neat. And then it gets somewhat complicated assembling everything else, as you can see here. The wings and everything, upper and lower half, so that's good. You can paint them, but you can see, here's 1978 again. I can't believe it, 45 years old. There's the wheels if you want to do that way. You see, step 23 has two choices, wheels or no wheels. And if you don't use the wheels, then you have to cover up the wheel well, which is in step 33. You can see. And then of course there's the markings. Now you have the original decals. I put them in the little bag with the clear parts. Here's the original decals themselves. You can see Enterprise. You can see the nozzles at the front of the orbiter. Now of course these will go on the cargo bay doors, not the front of the cockpit. That way when the doors open you can't see them. That's how it was in the early mode. And the US flags and NASA and USA and everything, which is how it looked when it first launched. It did not have the newer markings. And the clear part is actually the stand. You can see there's a little earth on there. And then the clear part here is probably the windshield. You can see that there. So that's why I kept it in the bag with the decals themselves. Alright, then I get to the bag with the parts in them. Let's bring it down a bit. There you go. That's better. So all of the parts fit in this one bag, as you can see, and it's already been opened somewhat. So, carefully, try to carefully get the parts out of the tree. Ah, there we go, see? There we are. Ah, there we are. Got it. Got it. There you go. See, you can see the wings. You can see the tile pattern on the wings from that angle. There's where some of the nozzle decals go. And there's where the side wings slot in. And there's the tail fins attached, which is interesting because on my 200 scale shuttle, it wasn't attached. There's the nozzles. And of course you have the one of the two smaller sprue trees. The numbers are on the back side, and the painting surfaces are on the top side here. Look, there's the Canadarm. There's the spots for the Canadarm. That's perfect. And probably windows and thrusters and everything. There's thruster that came loose, so I'm going to have to add it into the clear bag. There we go. In front of the sticker so it doesn't damage the stand. Of course, the stand will be painted anyway. Here we go. So more, those are probably bay doors. Look, look, look. A little little astronaut figure with his tether, see? That's neat. And then you have the final piece, which is the last big sprue tree, so it's the other half of the shuttle. So you can see the port starboard side, sorry. There's the wing. So one of the wings is smooth, the other one of the wings has the pattern. And you can see the thrust nozzle at the back, the tiny thrusters, the dividers for the cargo bay versus the cockpit and everything. So I'm going to put everything back in. That's pretty well all for the space shuttle, and then we'll move on to the next kit. Alright, I'm back, and the next kit is the re-released for 2022 Supernatural Chevy Impala. Another one in the line of fictional cars. Now, it doesn't say what skill level it is. 25 scale, though. You can see how the hood opens, spotlights, all new 4-door body. Good, custom wheels. All right, so, and you can see all 4 sides of the box. Oh, here we go. Here's the quotes from the show, and there you are, 2-door. And there they are. Okay. And if you look, where does it say 2022? It should be the bottom of the box. Because I know I saw it. Unless it was in the instructions. Let's open the box and find out. That's the best way to tell. Because I know I saw 2022 somewhere. Doesn't appear to be on the instructions, but there's the instructions. So you start with the engine, just like you did with Kit all those years ago, 4 years ago, when I did my very first model build. Start with the engine, and it goes all the way down that side of the page. And then you start with, look, just like Kit from Knight Rider, it has those little springs, which I believe are where the wheels attach. But we'll find out in a moment. There's the chassis and everything. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Just like the Knight Rider car. See? See that little stub there? That's where the wheel attaches on both sides. There's the dashboard and the decals. It's in French and English, so that's good. I can keep practicing my French. There is the chassis. There's attaching the seats and doors and a steering wheel and everything. And there is assembling the outer body and the windshield and the radiator. Okay. Wow. So you insert the engine. Hopefully you insert the engine before you put the body down. We'll see. Ah, yes, right in there. There we go. Cement radiator fan shroud to radiator before assembling. Okay. And there should be one last step which shows attaching the headlights and taillights. Oh, okay, so it's not the last step. There we go. Attaching everything to the car body, bumpers and taillights and everything. Still not attaching the wheels. I guess you don't attach the wheels until the body's down. There's the bottom, the exhaust system. There's putting the wheels together. Okay. There's the hood. Don't cement the hood so that you can lift it off so it'll open. I don't see any pegs there. Then you put the 4 wheels on. Hopefully they attach. And the spotlights. Okay, good. And then you have the paint guide, which I will of course do my best to match to the Tamiya or folk art colors. Depends on how big the parts are. And I was looking for the copyright date. Ah, 2020, okay. I was off by a couple of years. All right, so those are the instructions. We'll take a look at the dashboard decals. I'll be right back. Going to keep everything in its original bags for now. Just open the bags enough to get a look at all the parts, because this looks like quite a complicated model car. Might have to build something in the skill level 2 or 3 before I get to it. Here we go. There are 2 sets of license plates. Now, let me get my magnifying glass out, see if I can read the state on there. Okay, the bottom 2, okay. Bottom 2 are from Ohio. Top 2 are from Kansas, so that's very interesting. Those look like reflectors. There's the dashboard decal. See that? Wonder why it's getting into shadow from that angle. Let me turn the phone a bit. There you go, that's better. There, having the hand to focus on makes it clearer. Good. And you have the decal color cover sheet, so that's good. So I'll get the parts out next. Good thing is they separated the chrome pieces by a piece of film, so you can see the chrome bumper. The might be mirrors, maybe not. Headlight bulbs, perhaps. There's the wheels, and the other chrome piece underneath is well, the other bumper. I think that's the back one, and the dashboard, I think. And oh, there's a rear view mirror. Wipers, chrome wipers, good. Okay, so that's good. Those are the chrome pieces. So I'll take a look at the clear parts next. In this case, I don't want to damage the clear parts by bringing them out of the plastic bag. But there's the windshield, one of the windshields anyway. Headlight lenses, no doubt. The tail light ones probably. Other little headlight lenses in here, and that's the front windshield, probably there. The 4 tires, as you can see, they look pretty ordinary, but you can see the tread on them. That's good. Won't have to do any thing white on the tires, not on this one. There's the car body. You can see how the front, top and bottom are already put together. It's quite a lot of good molding under there. Yeah, I don't think I'll open every bag. Well, actually I will. I'll open up the body parts. Not the clear parts, I want to protect them. Yes, eventually I'm going to get into building model cars again. I have a few Star Trek models lined up. I mean, as you know, I'm finishing up the final decals on model number 37. I'll show you that at the end of this video, probably as a preview for what next week's video is going to be, because I think I finally have enough footage to give you an update on that. So, 3 parts. Okay, here we go. Don't worry about the printing. You won't see it once you glue everything together. There's the car body. All right. Nice shiny roof. Of course, it's going to be black already, but I always paint it. And you paint it matte black or everything. So that is that. Then of course you have the chassis itself. Now there's the bottom. You can see almost like the rubber mat thing that keeps interior components from being damaged. There's the wheel well, at least one of them. Notice how it only has one, you can't see the other. So there's almost like floor mats. These are probably where the seats fit in. That's probably where the, look, you can see the integrated gas pedal there. And the floor mat already in place. That's good. And the final piece is the very, it's almost a framework chassis. part number 13, I believe, or maybe part 3. You can see that there. We just fit it in on top of the chassis itself, and hopefully everything will fit well together. There. So, 2 more bags, so I'll open up the second. All right, here's the next bag of parts. So this is the bench seat. And, okay, here's the parts that make up what you connect the wheels to. And there's the little springs that you saw earlier. And looks like a little sway bar or something here. Maybe the springs fit into these on either side. I'll have to check the instructions on that later. Yeah, I found when it comes to building model cars, there's somewhat of a steep learning curve, so I have to start all the way back with skill level 1 with the 4 DeLoreans, which you saw in the earlier videos. Started skill level 2 with the 97 Herbie. So there's the hood. There's the other bench seat. Maybe that's the trunk lid. And of course, I think you got into either interior or, well, yes, interior door panels. You can see the armrest. You can see the window rod. You know, you turn the window up and down and everything. And those are probably the backings of wheel covers, and that's probably a little engine part there. Don't worry. What I like is that the numbers are a lot bigger than they usually are, see? But I'll still I'll use Sharpie on the part numbers before I do any spray painting of the car itself. Don't want any mistakes. So it's one last bag here. So I'll open it up and we'll take a look. And of course I'll make sure that each unboxing video I do ends up retroactively becoming part 1 of the build of that particular car. Now you can see how the part numbers for the engine parts are smaller, but all the parts are there. The radiator. There's the dashboard with the 2 pedals, both the brake and the clutch. I think that's the radiator pan. There's the engine fan blade. There's the engine fan housing. Radiator grill, of course, the 2 halves of the engine. Parts that go on top. I think that's the oil pan there. I built a few cars, so I try to remember some of the parts. All right, so that's that. Oh, fan belt assembly. Right there. Good, so that's that one. And there's 3 more sprue trees. So these are the actual wheel backings. Maybe these are too what they fit onto the axle, probably. Oh yeah, the part numbers are there. Ooh, oh, here we go. Muffler assemblies, drive shaft. There's the exhaust assembly, see? So you build the whole chassis up until it's pretty well solid. Here's some more muffler assembly. I wonder if there's 2 choices because it... Steering wheel. Engine hoses, another part of the engine. Looks like a spare tire. Not sure what the other... Oh, there's the other 2 springs. And probably fit on top of the pistons or something. So that is the... that's the car. Those are all its parts. I'll make sure I can get them back in the box again without anything breaking. Alright, so I got everything back in the box again. Just have to figure out where to put it. Can't put it there as much as well, maybe I can. Just give me a moment to move the space shuttles, and we'll see if I can actually get it onto this fictional shelf here. Be right back. Alright, there we are. So you have Enterprise, you don't have to label it. There's the Columbia, that's 72 scale. See, 144 scale. That's a 100th anniversary Tamiya shuttle, built as Challenger. There's the 40th anniversary Space Shuttle. There's the Atlantis one. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not all of them are the same scale, but 3 of them are. So, you know, you could have Discovery, you could have Challenger, you could have Atlantis, you could have Enterprise, Columbia, so that's 5 of them. And I do have a small kit somewhere with the... So I think you have almost everything. Because of course you're building that one as the Endeavour. So 40th anniversary Space Shuttle was probably released in 2021 or 2020. We'll see. We'll see. Remember, I sold a few kits to a friend of mine. But don't worry, I kept an Apollo spacecraft for myself and a 40th anniversary lunar landing too. And of course you have the Moonraker shuttle in 200 scale. And you can see the Star Wars kits, the Star Trek kits. These are all real cars, not fictional cars. You get into the fictional cars here, of course, and the Moon Bus, and the cars from Diamonds Are Forever. And then you get into the planes, Maverick jets, the flight crew and everything, and of course the entire, mostly Star Trek until you get to the very bottom shelf, is here. And of course there's Voyager. But speaking of Voyager, here it is. Now I haven't completed the phasers yet, but I have made some progress on the bottom. So you can see here, I've done the 10 phaser dots and dashes along the port phaser, and I have done 6 of the 10 along there. I suppose, since they are literally, as you can see, dots and dashes, you could literally call them Morse code phasers, I suppose. And I see a little something I have to correct with the paint color, which is the light ghost gray. Got to correct that. But this is not the Voyager that's going to be hopefully autographed by Kate Mulgrew. That is going to be the Voyager on the stand, as I like to call it, the testifying Voyager. This one, where the accent colors, the accent panels are in the dark ghost gray versus the light ghost gray. Now, this is going to give me a unique opportunity to test what the decals I ordered from Decals look like for the restored Enterprise D, which will be model number 39. You haven't seen those yet, but I have them right here. And I did order a custom registry, so when I build the Adventurer, because it was the 7th month of 2363, you can see that there. But here are the gray set of decals. Now, let's hold it up against the light ghost gray. Well, I think I'd be able to actually still see that against the hull. So I think that should work. And the good thing is, because I ordered separate registries, it didn't integrate the registries into the hull. But I'm going to use this for the star drive section. I'm going to make it a light ghost gray. But you see how they already have a brownish tinge? So I don't have to do the star drive section in a brownish gray. There's already brownish gray on the decals themselves. And of course, when you get to the saucer section, I'm going to make it like Generations, so it'll be the dark ghost gray. That way they're not so stark. But Decals is great because they come out with everything. Now what I had to do, of course, is remember, when it came to the Enterprise, the escape pods were not gold in Picard. They were more like a white. So I ordered the blue-gray set for the Generations saucer, which will make them more of a easily correctable. But all the windows, all the lights are out on this one. I don't think even with my finest brush I could get in there and make those windows focus. I don't know if with my finest brush I could go in there and make those windows white. We'll see. And then here's the final section. So the neck and the nacelles and the bottom of the star drive hull, and all the windows in the star drive section, and the escape pods along its bottom too. So that's good. So everything should work out nicely. That is essentially a preview of what I am working on for my next set of next model builds. So Model 37, it's almost done. Model 38, which needs some detail painting on the phasers and all the decals, of course. And then Model 39, the restored Enterprise D from Season 3, Episode 9 of Picard, You see how they predicted the gray Aztecs? And look, white escape pods. So that gives me a thought. Just give me 1 minute here. Are the escape pods actually white? Not quite white. They are a bit paler than they were on the Aztecs. Now give me one other moment. Found it! Over 5 years ago, when I restored my old 2500 scale Enterprise D, I gave it, oh, well, there's nothing in there. And if we look at the Federation models decals I used for it, and compare them to the sheet, now there they are, see? Goldish yellow. More white, see? These are more white. Now, are they more white than the others? Yes, they are. So that's see? Here, compare the two sheets. They are more white on the blue, green, gray than they are on the gray. You can see that. But that'll help illustrate the differences between the two ships. You don't want to make anything too... You want to make some difference, but I mean the two hulls are going to be a variation of the same color. I'm going to make the hull for the Enterprise D, the saucer, it's going to be the dark ghost gray like it was in Generations. So maybe I can tone it down with the fainter blue Aztecs, also from Generations. But as you know, in the restored Picard, those escape pods did not have any number details on them. They didn't have any writing on them, though they could theoretically be just blank white squares. And that might be what I actually repaint them as using my model paint. Because you can see on the box, here, look, you can see the decals that came with the box with the writing in the escape pods. But look at the ship. Blank white squares. You can't see any writing on those at all. Anyway, that's all for now for Sean's model builds. I've got to go next door and film the next video for Sean's toy room, which is the unboxing of everything I bought at the Belleville Toy Convention this past weekend. So, talk to you all later, and hope you're having a good week. Bye-bye.